Good morning, class 10. I welcome you all to yet another class of subject Democratic Politics. In this, we'll again going to continue with our chapter number 1, that is power sharing. Power sharing, it is the basic and the very important character of democracy. Democracy, you must have studied in your class 9. What does it mean? It is the form of the government which is for the people, by the people and to the people. What does it mean? It just simply means that in a democratic form of government, the people will going to elect their representative by elections, and those representatives after being elected will work on the behalf of the citizens. And if the citizen feel that government is not working accordingly, so they have the power to ask the government to step down, and again they can elect a new government. So basically, to elaborate this idea of power sharing, in our last class we have taken the examples of two countries. One is Belgium and another one was Sri Lanka. Belgium, it is a small country. It is having an approximate area which is equal to Haryana. It had border sharing with France, Netherlands, Germany and Luxembourg. The population of the country Belgium was around 1 crore, which was again equivalent to that of the state of Haryana of India. The ethnic composition means there were the people from different ethnic group were seems to be present in the population of Belgium. Let's see the percentage. 59% lives in Flemish region and speak Dutch. 40% lives in Wallonian region and speak French. 1% speaks German and lives in Walloon. The city of Brussels, it is the capital city, and it is having a contradictory feature. It was being seen over here that even though the French people are in minority than to that of the Dutches on the national level, but in Brussels it's about 80% are French and only 20% are Dutch. French, they are relatively rich and powerful, and they were being envied by Dutch, and thus there was a kind of tension in 1950s and 60s can be experienced in the country of Belgium. Similarly, what was the scene of the country of Sri Lanka, right? It is also a small island country, as we all know. It is a neighboring country to India. It is few kilometers away from Kerala. Again, its area is equivalent to that of Haryana, and population is also somewhat similar. But similar to that of the Belgium, Sri Lanka has also different ethnic groups which come together to form the population of Sri Lanka. There are Sinhali speaking people, which are 74%, then Tamil speaking people, who are 18%. Among the Tamil speaking people, there are 13% of the natives. Natives means the people of Sri Lanka only, and there are 5% of the Indians who speak Tamil. If we talk about the religion of Sri Lanka and its division, the Sinhali majority is Buddhist. Hindus and Muslims, the Tamils, that is the 18%, they are Hindus and Muslim both. And the Christians, they are basically the Sinhali and the Tamils also, and they are 7%. See, in Sri Lanka, what was happening, that even though they had the democratic government, the people of the country, they came together and elected their government. But what was happening, in Sri Lanka, since the Sinhali people, they are 74% of the population, so they practice an act called majoritarianism. What does it mean? Majoritarianism means it's a belief that the majority community should be able to rule the country in whichever way it feels good, and the minority people should bear their acts, okay, and Similarly, the minorities will not have any say in their actions. So due to this majoritarianism, the people of Sri Lanka who were not the Sinhalese, that is basically the Tamils, they were facing lots of problem because they were having no say in the government, and only the Sinhalese were having were enjoying all the perks in the country. So similarly, what happened, in Sri Lanka there was the condition of civil war. Civil war, you can say, a war which is taking place inside the country only. There was a situation of civil war, and it lasted up till 2009. Now let's see what was happening in the country of Belgium. See, in Belgium, what they did, they accepted the fact that there are people of different ethnic group in Belgium. So what they did, they chose the path of power sharing. What does it mean? It simply means that they recognize the coexistence of the regional differences and the cultural diversities. There are various people from various ethnic group in Belgium, and thus the people who were framing the constitution, what they did, they considered this difference, and similarly what they did, in lieu of it, they amended the constitution for 4 times from 1970 to 1993, up till the time they reached the exact constitution which will help in the growth of all the ethnic groups. Okay, so let's see some few elements and innovative elements of the constitution of Belgium. First one is Dutch and French speaking ministers shall be equal in the central government. What does it mean? In central government, both the Dutch and the French will be, the ministers from both these ethnic group will be equal in number, right? Many power of central government have been given to state government. Thus, state government are not the subordinate of the central government anymore. What does it mean? This point, in this point, what they did, that they took few powers from the central government and they placed it in the hands of the state government itself, and thus by doing this, what benefit they got, that the state government did not remain as the subordinate of the central government. In Brussels, what they did, there was a separate government with both French and Dutch having equal representation. Why? Because in Brussels, the French were in the majority and Dutch were in the minority. While on the national level, what was happening? The French were in minority and Dutch were in majority. So, to balance out, what they did in Brussels, again there was an equal representation from both these ethnic groups. In the constitution of Belgium, again the very innovative thing they did, that they divided the government into 3 tiers. The first one was the central government, the second one was the state government, and the third one was the community government. Central government working in the center, state government working in the state, community government it is a new kind of government. This government has the power regarding the cultural, educational, language related issues. What this government was seeing, it was simply seeing that if there any problem occurs regarding cultural, educational and language related issues, then it will going to solve those issues. Okay, so now let's again come back to Sri Lanka and Belgium. There were few similarities in Sri Lanka and Belgium's democracy. In the country of Sri Lankan democracy, which we will going to continue in our next class. Up till now, this is it for this class. Thank you and have a great day.